We often pressure ourselves to make earth-shattering changes, but massive transformations rarely come from monumental one-time leaps. Instead, they're born from microscopic, automated daily actions. This chart shows the long-term impact of those tiny changes, plotting a 1% daily improvement against a 1% daily decline. Over a single year, that daily 1% upgrade compounds. You end up nearly 37 times better than when you started. The difference between monumental success and frustrating failure is rarely a single defining moment. It is the invisible accumulation of tiny daily missteps, or the quiet compounding of micro-wins. This exposes a major flaw in how we approach self-improvement. We obsess over setting massive goals, but winners and losers often share the exact same goals. Every Olympian wants the gold medal. If the goal itself were the differentiator, everyone would win. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Behavior change happens in layers. Most people focus entirely on the outermost layer, outcomes, or what you want to achieve, like losing 10 pounds. But the deepest, most permanent layer of change is identity, who you actually want to become. Every action you take is essentially a psychological vote for that identity. You meditate for 1 minute, you vote for being mindful. You read a single page, you vote for being a reader. True, lasting change requires systematically rewiring your underlying identity to become the type of person who naturally does those things. If we want to rely on systems, we first need to look under the hood at the neurological machinery our brains use to automate behavior. This diagram illustrates the 4 stages of habit formation: cue, craving, response, and reward. It acts as a continuous feedback loop. Your brain constantly scans for a cue, predicts a reward, tests a response, and catalogs the result to save energy. When you strip away the self-help jargon, a habit is simply a reliable, automated solution to a recurring problem in your environment. We can hack this natural biological loop to engineer new behaviors using the 4 laws of behavior change. Law number 1 targets the cue. Make it obvious. One of the most effective ways to do this is habit stacking, tying a brand new action directly to an existing daily routine, like deciding to read 1 page immediately after you pour your morning coffee. Law 2 tackles the craving. Make it attractive. Here you can use temptation bundling. This means linking an action you need to do, like folding laundry, with an action you genuinely want to do, like listening to your favorite podcast. Law 3 focuses on the response. Make it easy. The goal is to reduce friction. A great tactic here is the 2-minute rule, scaling down a new habit so it takes under 2 minutes to complete. Don't start by trying to run 3 miles. Start by just tying your running shoes. Finally, Law 4 addresses the reward. Make it satisfying. The human brain repeats behaviors that are immediately rewarded. Because good habits often require delayed gratification, you have to find a way to bring a small, immediate reward into the present moment. Applying these 4 laws shifts the burden away from brute force willpower. Instead, you create an environment of inevitability, a space where good habits simply emerge naturally. Even with a perfect system, the slow pace of daily transformation can be frustrating. This chart visualizes that struggle. We expect progress to be a straight, linear line, but real compounding growth is an exponential curve. That gap between what we expect and what actually happens early on is called the valley of disappointment, where it feels like our effort isn't paying off. Surviving that valley is crucial because of how tiny, compounding choices alter our long-term destinations. Imagine a plane taking off from Los Angeles, heading for New York City. If the pilot shifts the nose of the plane by a microscopic 3.5 degrees south, the change is completely invisible at takeoff, but magnified across the entire country, that plane lands in Washington, D.C. instead. The exact same principle applies to your life. You should be far more concerned with your current trajectory than your current results. Your weight, your bank account, and your knowledge are all just lagging measures of your daily habits. You do not need a single life-changing moment to succeed. Building an atomic habit is not ultimately about having something. It is the daily, relentless practice of becoming someone.